Hi everyone, this is the last video for the week 3 chapter 4 homework. It's problem 4-27. In this problem we're given two different parts and we're trying to figure out the costs for both parts. So the first thing we need to do is calculate our overhead rate. To do that we're going to use the estimated overhead we're given. In the book on page 182 it says the estimated overhead is $6,900,000. Make sure, 6,990,000. And for the direct labor hours, we're going to add the two amounts that were given. The direct labor hours for part 127 is 250,000. The direct labor hours for part 234 is 22,500. Gives us a total of 272,500. So that gives us our per hour. Our rate will be down here. But to figure out the cost per unit, we're going to have to do some calculations. We know that it is 250 hours. And we know the production total is 500,000. So we're going to take our 250,000 divided by 500,000. Gives us 30 minutes per unit, so it's going to be 0.5. You're going to do the same thing for part 234. You're going to take the direct labor hours divided by the production number. And so that gives us that part of the information that we need. And the computer is going to go ahead and do the rounding for you. Now we get into the selling price. We are told in the textbook how much each part sells for. So for example, part 127 sells for $31.86. So you're going to enter that information in. The cost per unit is going to be your prime costs plus your overhead for each part. So we know the prime cost for part 127 is $12.83, and then you're going to have to calculate the prime costs per part. Okay, in the book it also gives you the prime costs per unit, so you don't even have to calculate it. You're just going to plug in the information. And then it's going to do the calculations for you. It's going to tell you how much per unit. So down here, you're going to enter the prime cost. You know the prime cost listed in the book is $8.53. And we know the overhead is $12.83, which we've already calculated. And so that's going to give us the information that we need for this first part. And that is all you have to do for part 1. Okay, for the next part, for problem 2, the activity cost, this information is given in the textbook. So if you look, it tells us that the setup costs are $240,000. In production runs, if you go up to the first chart on page 182, it tells us that there's 100 production runs of part 127 and 200 production runs of part 234. So you're going to add those together, which gives you 300, and that's how we figure out the cost per run. You're going to do the same thing for the rest of this first part on problem 2. Now, when we get down here, we're going to use the information we've already calculated. So we've calculated that it's $800 per run. Make sure you enter it in the correct side of the form of the sheet. So we know there's 800 runs. We know for part 127 that there is 100 runs. And we know there's 200 runs for part 234. You're going to do the same thing for the rest of this chart. You're just going to fill in the information that we've already partially calculated, plus the information that comes out of the textbook. And that is going to get you down to the gross profit information. So you're going to calculate the selling price, which you've already been told in the problem is the selling price for this part is $31.86. The selling price for this problem is $24. And then the less unit cost is going to be the information from part 2. And then it's going to calculate the gross margin for you. After that, we're going to answer the questions that go with this problem. If you have any questions or you're having trouble explaining the information, let me know and I'll be glad to help. And I hope you guys have a great day.